There are people who would rather carry silent pain for years than risk one uncomfortable conversation. They stay in relationships where their needs aren't met, agree to things they don't want, swallow words that sit heavy in their chest, and tell themselves it's okay, it doesn't matter. But it does matter. It hurts. And yet they still avoid conflict. This isn't weakness. It's psychology shaped by experience. People who avoid conflict often have nervous systems that associate disagreement with emotional danger. Somewhere in their past, conflict was not safe. Maybe arguments in their childhood home led to shouting, humiliation, punishment, or emotional withdrawal. Maybe expressing feelings was met with "stop being dramatic," "don't talk back," or cold silence. A child in that environment quickly learns an important survival rule: stay quiet, stay agreeable, stay small. Their brain wires itself around the idea that harmony equals safety and disagreement equals threat. As adults, their body still reacts to tension the same way it did back then. Their heart rate rises, their stomach tightens, their mind starts racing. Even if the situation is just a calm discussion with a partner or friend, their nervous system reacts as if something terrible is about to happen. So they do what once kept them safe. They shut down, they give in, they smooth things over. Not because they don't care, but because their body is trying to protect them. There is also a deep fear of losing connection. Many conflict-avoidant people are highly sensitive to rejection. To them, love feels fragile, like it could disappear with one wrong sentence. So they monitor themselves constantly. Don't say that, it might upset them. Don't bring that up, it might start a fight. Just let it go. They would rather feel unseen than risk being abandoned. The pain of self-betrayal feels safer than the possibility of someone walking away. Over time, they become experts at reading other people's emotions while losing touch with their own. They can sense the smallest shift in someone's tone, mood, or facial expression. They know when someone is annoyed before a word is spoken. But when asked what they feel, they hesitate. Their needs feel blurry, distant, almost inconvenient. They were trained to prioritize peace over authenticity, so their inner voice grows quiet. Many of them also confuse being loving with being self-sacrificing. They believe kindness means always understanding, always patient, never difficult. They take pride in being the easy one, the calm one, the one who doesn't cause problems. What they don't realize is that constantly suppressing themselves is not kindness, it's self-erasure. Real love includes honesty. Real connection allows room for two sets of needs, not just one. But silence has a cost. When feelings are not expressed, they don't disappear, they settle. They turn into quiet resentment, emotional exhaustion, and a sense of invisibility. The conflict-avoidant person may smile, nod, and say it's fine, while inside they feel lonely, unheard, and slowly disconnected. Sometimes the pressure builds for so long that it comes out all at once, in tears, anger, or sudden emotional withdrawal that seems to surprise everyone else. People around them might say, "Why didn't you say something earlier?" without realizing how unsafe earlier felt. There is also a deep internal guilt they carry. When something hurts them, their first instinct is often to blame themselves. Maybe I'm too sensitive. Maybe I expect too much. Maybe it's not a big deal. They minimize their pain before anyone else can. This self-gaslighting makes it even harder to speak up because they don't fully trust their own feelings. If they are not sure their emotions are valid, how can they defend them? Conflict avoidance can also be linked to the fawn response, a survival pattern where a person copes with stress by pleasing others. Instead of fighting or running away, they adapt, accommodate, and appease. They become what the moment requires so that tension dissolves quickly. As children, this might have helped them avoid punishment or emotional neglect. As adults, it keeps relationships superficially calm but internally unbalanced. Ironically, the very thing they are trying to protect, the relationship, is what slowly suffers. Without honest conversations, misunderstandings grow. Without boundaries, respect weakens. Without expressing hurt, emotional intimacy fades. The relationship may look peaceful on the outside, but underneath there is distance because one person is not fully present. You cannot truly connect with someone who is always hiding their real feelings. Another painful layer is that many conflict-avoidant people don't even realize they are allowed to take up emotional space. They feel uncomfortable asking for reassurance, support, or change. When they finally do gather the courage to speak, they often soften their message so much that it gets lost. They say it's okay if you can't when they really mean, "This matters to me." They apologize for their feelings before expressing them. Their needs come wrapped in guilt. Yet these individuals are often deeply empathetic, thoughtful, and emotionally intelligent. They care about harmony because they care about people. They don't want to hurt anyone. They don't want to be the reason someone feels upset. The problem is not their empathy. It's the belief that other people's comfort must always come at the expense of their own. Learning to face conflict for them is not about becoming louder or more aggressive. It's about retraining the nervous system to understand that disagreement does not equal disaster. It's about experiencing small, safe conflicts where honesty leads to understanding instead of rejection. Each time they express a boundary and the relationship survives, their brain slowly updates its old survival rule. They begin to learn that someone being upset for a moment does not mean love is gone. That saying "I didn't like that" does not make them a bad person. That their feelings are signals, not threats. That healthy relationships can hold tension without breaking. The journey is deeply emotional because it requires grieving the years they spent staying silent. It means acknowledging how often they abandoned themselves to keep others comfortable. But it also opens the door to something new, relationships where they don't have to perform, peace where they can be fully seen even when they disagree. Conflict in its healthy form is not a sign that something is wrong. It's a sign that two real people with real needs are trying to understand each other. Avoiding it may feel safe in the moment, but long-term it creates distance from others and from oneself. People who avoid conflict are not weak or passive by nature. Most of them are people who once learned that their voice came with consequences. Their silence was a survival skill, but survival skills are not always relationship skills. What protected them then may be hurting them now, and the most powerful shift they can make is this quiet realization. Being honest might feel scary, but losing yourself is scarier. A moment of tension can pass. A lifetime of self-silencing leaves deeper scars.